Hey, welcome back to the channel. We're going to get back to work on the Minneapolis Moline A4T 1600 project. I can maybe, hopefully, really want to get this thing running today. And yeah, so got back from my trip yesterday. I'd been awake for I think last night when I went to bed, 30 some hours other than maybe 4 hours of crappy sleep on the plane. I was in India. And it's a long way back, long week there, but very interesting country. A lot of interesting things there. So anyway, I got home, changed my clothes, hopped on the mower because it was supposed to rain all weekend, and it's been raining all day. It's supposed to rain for the next 5 days. So got the lawn cut because today I wanted to work on this, and ran over to Oliver Phil's last night. Kind of sleep drove over there, got the steering cylinders. If you'll watch his channel, he goes through on how he rebuilt these, which I watched while I was in India, and it's pretty interesting. These are definitely different to rebuild than the cylinders on the back, and he said different than other cylinders he's done. So what I'm going to do probably first is I'm going to put those cylinders on, and then I'm going to put some hydraulic fluid in it and start letting that gravity feed through the whole system, kind of fill while I'm working on things. I need to hook up the injection lines. Last night I came out and I kind of got the ends of the lines where they need to be around the injection pump, and then kind of finish putting those together. I got to hook back up the throttle rod. I've got to, there's quite a bit I got to do before it gets running, but I think if I don't have it running today, I'll definitely have it running tomorrow. But that is my goal. And but first things first, need to get those steering cylinders up and get them back in here and get them all bolted in. And yeah, so happy to be back, happy to be working on this. Trust me, for the past week and a half while I've been stuck in a hotel room, I think about all the things I could be doing if I were here, and guess what, I'm back. So I hope you're all excited as I am that we'll hopefully get this thing going again here real shortly. Real shortly. I don't know. That probably didn't make a whole lot of sense. Okay, I'm going to do some prep work in order to get under there to put these cylinders on, and then we'll be back. All right, one down, one to go. Actually, I still have to put the nut on this one. My buddy Eric just stopped by and talked me off the ledge because this one was killing me. But anyway, problem is on the fittings on the inside, Phil left them loose, which I appreciate because I had to clock them. But I get the whole cylinder in and I realize I can't get this back one on. There's no way to get a wrench in there to tighten it. So I got to take the whole thing back out, put the back hose on, get everything clocked, tightened down, lift it all back up in there, try to get everything lined up, and then tighten everything back down. So I got this side done. I'm going to move to the other side and do it, but I'm going to get everything clocked and kind of set in that front line there on. So I kind of learned, I guess, bottom line is, and I'm still suffering definitely from lack of sleep for the last few days. So my patience is at a all-time low, and there have been some multiple words exchanged, but I'm over that. Eric kind of talked me through that, said, you know what, you do this for fun. I'm like, yeah, I shouldn't be getting so frustrated. So deep breath, gonna get working on the other side, get this together. It's not going nearly, this took for a long time, and but now the one should take half that time or less, and once they're on, then we'll put some fluid in it. I'm not going to take you through it because up underneath there, I got the raincoat out. I have to put the raincoat on. I'm sweating like crazy. There's no room really to put the camera in there. It's just no good way to show how there's a bolt on either end and you put the hoses on and it goes up in there is the best I can describe it. There's no magic to it. So, all right, when I get that other one in, I'll show you it done, and then we'll start working on the injection lines. All right, got this one back on. A lot easier, a lot less cursing, a lot less sweating. So good news, it's there, it's tightened up. I just put hydraulic fluid in the tank up here. Put basically 7 gallons, I believe. So far, I'm not seeing any leaks. That's a good thing. I'd be pretty disappointed if there were leaks right now. So I'm gonna let that just sit in there and kind of hopefully gravity feed back everything. And in the meantime, I need to climb up top here, and I'm going to work on tightening all the fuel lines up here, and then I'll work on getting them on the pump down there. So this is going to be a probably some more 4-letter words, because it's just hard to get everything at the right angle to get both those junctions to go together. But deep breaths, and I'm going to do it, and then we'll put these on, and then I can put the throttle cable on and rip a bunch of tape off that's marking everything, and then I'm going to be getting pretty close to cranking this thing over. So stand by for me to tighten these. I might bring you back when I put these on, but this is going to take time, and it's just a matter of getting those at the right angle in order to screw onto there. So I'll work them, and then we'll be back. All right, well, it's been a while since I did get all these lines back on. I didn't film it. I just got busy and kept rolling. So everything's tight up top. Got all of my everything anchored back down. I do have this loose right now because when I prime, I want to wait for the air to escape when I do the diesel. And so far, no leaks. It's been full for a while now. I just checked my fluids in there. I checked the radiator and I checked the oil. Everything's good. So I think what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to crank it with no fuel. I'm not going to prime the system. Just crank it and let, I did hook back up the throttle rod or cable. So I want to, yeah, just crank it over and hopefully burp some of the air out, just circulate some of the hydraulic fluid. I want to do all that before I start the thing. So we'll do that first. All right, got everything hooked up back here, got my tank in, got the hose in the diesel. And just to make sure, I just hit the button, and I'm already getting some in there. So I'm gonna set the camera up here so you guys can watch. I'm going to go up and just hit the key till we get some diesel coming out of here. Then I'll do that, and then I'll turn it back on and see if we can get the system primed. Hopefully I don't have any leaks. I don't know if they just changed the way the pump sounds. I don't know if it's pumping some air. Oh, nope, there we go, we got diesel. Good deal. So, the filters are full. Now, I need to, I just picked up all my tools, so now I need to go find all my wrench to get this hooked back up. All right, sorry you're looking at the back of my bald head. Be right back. Of course, I had to go through my pile of tools over there to find the right wrench, because I just set everything on the toolbox. But I didn't want to start this thing and have tools flying all over every place. All right. That's tight. So open the throttle up a little bit and just let the key go to see if that charges the system, and then we'll crank it over and see what happens here. Oh, don't fall down. All right, open the throttle just a little. Let the pump pump. It's gonna have to go through. It's gonna have to feed the injection pump. And we'll do a little cranking here, see what happens. I might need to crack one of those lines and let it. I'm not getting any smoke, so. Alright, so I'm gonna have to go I'm gonna crack one of the lines up here and see if I'm getting fuel to the cylinders, which I don't think I am because I'm not getting any smoke. Alright, so I got it to fire, but it fires and then shuts right back down. I'm leaking around here a little bit. I need to fix that, and around right there I need to tighten that a little bit more. But I'm out of time for today, which stinks, but at least did get it pretty close. I mean, it did run for a half a second to a second, and I did get some feeling in the steering wheel, so obviously the hydraulic fluids made it back there. So I'm gonna have to head in, take a shower. My nephew's graduating from college tomorrow. We're having a little family get together tonight. And I'll get back out here tomorrow and see if I can get this figured out, because I know you guys, like me, can't wait to see this thing run again. So at least we're this far. We're close. All right, until tomorrow. All right, it's Sunday morning. I've got a little bit of time today. So what I'm gonna do is we're gonna get this thing running. It's going to happen because I realized yesterday just cracking 2 of these lines up here isn't enough. I need to crack them all, get diesel coming out of them all, because there's a lot of air in the system. And I will thank Oliver Phil for reminding me of that. I'm not super experienced with these diesel motors. I only have the 955, which I've really never had to do any engine work to. This one, the 1355, which has the 2150 motor in it. It's going to be a donor for the other A4T. And now the 69302 Super with the diesel in it, but I haven't even messed with that yet. So still learning on these things. That's my bottom line, and still learning. But I'm gonna crack all these, then we'll crank her over, get diesel flowing out of all of the them, and then we should be good to get this thing started. So I'm gonna shut you guys off here for a minute, because there's just no place to set you up to show you that when I go down through there and crack all those open. And then I'll bring you back when we're getting things going here. All right, put more diesel in it, in the can that is, so we'll see if that makes a difference. Oh yeah, I just heard a difference in the way the pump sounded, for sure. Diesel at number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, see bubbles coming out, so I know it's bleeding the air out. All right. I think that's what she needed. She needed to get more diesel in the tank, but they're wet at all of them. So I'm gonna crank these back down, tighten them up, and we'll see if we can get her started. All right, everything tightened back up. Let's see if we get some smoke out of the exhaust. There we go. Nice. Sit here and idle for a bit. I don't see any puddles on the floor or anything leaking real quick. This thing in here, but it's been a while. Oh, crap. Didn't think about my fuel return. Got a nice puddle from that. I don't see any other thing else leaking. I bet my tank just did something weird back there because it's like it ran out of diesel. What happened? This might have... Oh, but it runs. What happened? All right, I'm gonna walk around. Just made a noise there, and then it just wonder if I didn't get a good flow of fuel. I need to get the tank done. All right, got a nice haze in here. Whoo, that felt good. All right, I'm going to play around with this and get it started again here in a minute. Fuel ran out in the tank. I had to re-bleed the lines, started right back up. I just worked the 3-point up. This works by gravity to go back down. but the cylinders went up. Let's stand on it, it'll probably go a little faster. We'll go up and pick up the 3-point again. I'm not going to let it run for long because that tank, my hose going into that tank just isn't long enough. So if you watch the 3-point, that was a problem before it went up, it didn't go down. So cylinders are working. Again, I just moved the steering wheel a little. Good there. Good oil pressure. Get a little bit of heat in it. Sounds good. So, heck yeah, that's a win for today. Up here, no leaks under the dash. Start putting the dash back together, and I'm going to shut her down just because I don't want to run it out of fuel again right now. So we'll do a quick walk around, make sure I didn't miss anything, but pretty much dry up here other than where I spilled diesel yesterday. I did put more hydraulic fluid in. So I got 10 gallons of fluid in right now. I'm not seeing any leaks up here. Come down here. Not seeing any obvious leaks. My belt's still tight on the power steering pump. I did put battery tenders on the batteries this morning. I don't have any leaks over here on my water. What I did with my water. Belts are good on the alternator. I'm not seeing any leaks on this side. Coming back. No leaks here. No leaks there where I replaced those seals. No leaks over there where I put all the new lines on. I'm not seeing any leaks back there. Oh, that feels good. I'm going to have to dry up all the diesel on the floor from the return line. These should go down. Again, these are only... The weight of the implement is supposed to bring your 3-point arms down. They don't come down on their own. You can hear the fluid moving through. Good deal. I do have to free up that 3-point. It doesn't work great. Looks like my tank fell over in there, but it was still pumping fluid. So, oh, excuse me. I'm happy right now. I'm happy. We got her running. She's running good. She ran good before, but she's running just as good or better now. I can't wait to take this thing out and drive it. Gotta get this tank fixed. Priority this week. Hopefully we can get over there and he can hook us up and get those welded. And once the tank's in, then that's good. We're going to be working on getting the rear window in it. We got a rear window out of a 2.4 150. So we'll work on getting that on, and then we'll put rear fenders on it. And this thing will probably be about done for the summer. I am going to look at the hoods and stuff just a little to make sure that, see if I can make them, polish them up a little bit for summer. I'm going to try to take this to a show or two. Might have to do something about the wheels because the paint's flaking off them, but that's just like down the road. What I need to deal with first is getting the fuel tank in, taking it out, and doing some real testing with it. But pretty happy right now. I'm not seeing any leaking from the steering cylinders. That's a good sign. That was a big problem before. Oliver Phil can feel happy about that. So, all in all, pretty happy. Like, it's a good day today. After as frustrated as I was with those wheel cylinders yesterday, today was kind of made up for that, for sure. So, all right, well, the other problem I have is while I was gone on my trip, I came home and I have a heck of a puddle of hydraulic fluid underneath the 302 propane. So I got to trace that down. I wasn't planning on working on this, but now seeing how much fluid's on the floor, I know that it's leaking in here where those are. I've not done those, Joe Pro has. And then I think this one, yeah, it's leaking at the bottom where the dipstick goes. So I probably need to mess with that, see if that doesn't help. And then just track down where else it's leaking from, because this is unacceptable to leave. I mean, they all leak a little. That's just a little too much. So, all right, I'm gonna figure out what's next here. All right, so while I'm at a pause till I get the fuel tank done, I put on these screens back, put these back on the front. Then I tried to fit this grill screen in that I painted up, and lo and behold, it's too narrow. So it will remain to be the Oliver grill front with the broken piece in it. Can't help that right now. Did put the piece back on up there. I want to be able to watch those lines after I get this running a little bit longer. When I get the regular fuel tank on it, I did put most of the dash back together up there, and I took the rear window out, the plexiglass rear window that was in it that they had fabricated in. I took it out in anticipation of hopefully this week making some ground to put the white 4150 rear window in. It measures, it should fit. It's just a matter of fabricating a piece at the top to hold the hinges, and that shouldn't be too bad. Should work out pretty good, should seal that up, should look a lot better, and make it a little quieter in the cab. Not much quieter, but a little bit. So, I think that'll be it for this video. We got it running. That was the main thing. Still got to get the fuel tank, because few little spots welded, and then paint the bottom of it and drop it in. And once it's dropped in, this thing, I can take it out for a little runaround time and make sure everything's sealed good, and I can put all the bodywork back on and basically finish it up. So again, thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe. Make all the comments that you want. You see me doing something wrong, don't mind constructive criticism, and we're just looking forward to get this one done. This has been a lot of fun. It's been some frustration in there, but all in all, I can't wait to get this thing back out in the sun, running around, and it's getting a little bit late in the spring to be able to go work ground with it for anybody, but I was hoping to use it. So we'll see how that goes. So until the next video, we'll see you then.